All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, this is the day that the Lord have made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for tuning in. To In the Backyard, Pastor Perryman. Hey, today is a beautiful day. Today is an exciting day. It's a lovely day. So y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part today, and let's go after God together this morning. I appreciate every one of you for tuning in today. So again, come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part today. Again, we are inside again. We'll kind of actually be inside for a minute until really until the heat kind of changes a little bit because what it actually does is throws off our system in the morning, shuts down everything. So hey, that's why we've been inside a lot. But I can't wait till we are able to get back outside again. So come on in, y'all share and like, tag, and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part. We appreciate every one of you for tuning in. So do me a favor, share with at least 5 people. Invite at least 5 people to come on and be a part of In the Backyard, Pastor Perryman. Today is really going to be life-changing. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be encouraging. It's going to be uplifting. It's going to be motivating today. So you guys got to come on and be a part, all right? Come on and be a part. I'm trying to get my microphone together and just set it up properly is what I'm doing right now. So again, y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part. Big shout out to those of you who are on Clubhouse today. Big shout out to those of you who are on Instagram today. Big shout out to those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, those of you who are watching us through our church's website, through our church's app this morning. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. So again, y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part. Shout out to my wife, Pastor Sophia, who's on today. My guy, Jean Demery, is rocking with us today. Brother Solano is in the house. Shout out to my cousin, Robert Perryman. He's rocking with us. The lovely Miss Paulette Martin is in the house. Good to see you today as well. Shout out to Reagan. Good to see you today. Shout out to Miss Patricia Coleman. What's up, girl? Good to see you in the house. Shout out to you this morning. Thank you so much for being on today. Shout out to Miss Jennifer Smith. I got to give you my pound, girl. Good to see you this morning. Robert Herrera is rocking with us this morning. Good to see you today as well. So again, y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Today is going to be great. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to be motivating. It's going to be uplifting. So, hey, you want to be a part of this today. So y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite and get as many people as you can to be a part. Miss Teresa Wells is in the house. Miss Roberta Lowe is in the house. Good to see you today, Miss. Man, who else did I miss? But, I'm going to go back and say good morning to you. So let's get ready to get to it today. And I appreciate every one of y'all. I really do. Yeah, go get your coffee, your water, your juice, your tea, whatever you're drinking. Go get it this morning. Let's have a great time in the Lord today. But let's get to it. Years ago, my daughter gets in the car with me. I picked her up from Warren Lane Elementary. She gets in the car with me, and she has got this look on her face. And she's got this look where she's sad, angry look, that kind of like that in-between look. And me being a father, the first thing that pops into my head is that somebody has done something to my daughter. So I say, sweetheart, what's wrong? What's wrong? You had a fight today or something? Like, no. Okay. Well, hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on with you? You okay? Did one of the teachers say something to you? Do something to you? No. What's the problem? Now she ain't saying that. So I'm thinking in my head, did somebody touch you? Did somebody molest you? Because I'm going to whip this car around and I'm going back up here, and it's going to be World War X up here if that's the case. So, and she goes like, no, Dad, no. Okay, well, something's not right. I pulled the car over to the side. Hey, you got to tell Dad what's going on. What's happening here? And she said, all the teachers always say to me, if I make a mistake, you're a preacher's kid. That's not what you're supposed to do. And I kind of had a sigh of relief, like, oh, whew, thank God. It wasn't none of those other things I was thinking about. And I said, what do you mean? She says, well, I never tell anybody that my parents are pastors. And I said, you don't? No, I don't want anybody to know that. And I'm trying to figure out, why don't you want people to know that your parents are pastors? And she says, because now that they know that, every time if I do something wrong, they just on me about it. Okay. Well, how did they find out, sweetheart? And she tells me that there's one lady who's a member of our church at that time, who was a teacher. She is the one that told everybody in the school that my daughter's parents were pastors. And I said, oh, sweetheart, it's not that bad. And she's starting to tell me, it is bad. It is bad. And I'm looking at this thing like, how bad can this really be? Now, you got to get this now. I am looking at this from a person who's never been a pastor's kid. So I don't understand the pressure that goes with this. And what she is doing is she's talking to me from a PK's perspective, and I have no understanding. So I'm sitting and I'm listening to her. I'm pondering as the days go on, and I'm thinking about the pressure that she's under every single day. That it's like her life is under a microscope. That if she makes a mistake over here, you're a PK kid. You ain't supposed to do that. You know, the worst kids are the pastor's kids and the teacher's kids. And so here she is. She's dealing with this mounting pressure every single day. And what she's trying to do is hide the mere fact that she is a pastor's kid so that she won't have to go through the pressure. There are people who are watching me today that you're under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, whether it's the pressure to succeed, whether it's the pressure not to fail, whether it's the pressure to start a business, whether it's the pressure to live up to the family dynamic, whether it's the pressure to be the best that you can be, whether it's the pressure to live up to somebody else's expectation. Every one of us comes under pressure from time to time. The pressure comes and it's designed now to make you give up, to make you cave in, to make you quit, to make you throw in the towel. And really that pressure is really fear. So watch now. The Bible tells us that here's what God does not do. The Bible tells us that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but he gave us power, love, and a sound mind. So watch what happens now. So when fear is allowed to enter into your life, that means now your mind is not sound anymore. I mean, in other words, you're not thinking straight. You're not acting right. You've lost focus because now all of a sudden now the center of attention for me now is the fear that I got to deal with. For some of you, it's the fear of a health challenge. For others of you, it's the fear of failure. It's the fear of what if this marriage doesn't work, and what if this business doesn't work. It's the fear of your children going out into the world, and maybe you getting a phone call and them not coming home. That the fear, the mounting fear is there, and it's pressure. It's pressure that's being mounted against you every single day. And what you have to understand now is that the pressure can be twofold. What do you mean, Pastor? Pressure can be twofold. See, sometimes the pressure comes because the devil is trying to trip you up. The devil is trying to get you to cave in. He's trying to get you to quit. He's trying to get you to throw in the towel. He's trying to get you to say some things out of your mouth that will trip up your own destiny. He's trying to get you to forfeit the promises of God. But what you also don't understand is that the pressure is an indication that you're on the verge of one of your greatest breakthroughs ever. It's an indication that you're this close to your journey's end, that you're this close to destination. You're this close to your miracle. You're this close to the promise that God has given you. You're this close to the prayer being answered. And so what the enemy does, he ramps up an attack against you to make you throw in the towel. Maybe it comes in the form of a letter. Maybe it comes in the form of a text message. Maybe it comes in the form of an email. Maybe it comes in the form of bringing you into the office, and it comes in the form of a threat. Maybe it happens. Maybe it comes in the form of a health challenge that hits your body. Maybe it comes in the form of a financial challenge that you have. And so now here you are, you're battling this thing. You're battling this thing. And what the enemy is trying to get you to do is to throw in the towel because you don't understand how close you are to your destiny. Watch now. The Bible tells us in the book of Exodus, here God now has called Moses to lead his people out of Egypt, to lead them out of bondage. Moses now has a fear because of a vision impediment that he has. Because of speech impediment that he has. He cannot talk straight. He can't talk straight because he stutters. And so here his mentality is, how am I going to stand in front of Pharaoh? Now they know my inadequacy. They know what I'm dealing with because I was with them. They know I can't talk right. They know that. And so here's what he's doing. He's allowing now the pressure of standing in the presence of Pharaoh to almost rob him of his destiny. And there are people who are watching me today. You can have general conversation with people. You can help people. You can lead people. You can give great advice. But when it comes down to standing in front of people, all of a sudden here comes this mountain of pressure that's applied to you. And now all of a sudden your mouth gets dry. Sweat starts to pour. You don't know what to say now, because you're in an environment that you're uncomfortable with, and an environment that you're unfamiliar with, and not understanding that this is the very place that God wants to bring you to, that he wants to bring you out of one-on-one ministry. He wants to bring you out of where you're just encouraging one or two or three people, but he wants to bring you and present you to the world, because what he deposits on the inside of you is not just for one person. It's not just for two people, but it is for a nation of people. And so here the devil is, he's trying to cap it with fear. And so here you are, you become terrorized, because that's what fear is. It's terrorism. So here you are, you're terrorized. I don't know what to do. If it comes down to taking a test, you become afraid. Oh my God, you studied, you know this information, but you become paralyzed with fear, because I mean, I get this right. So here Moses is, he's paralyzed with fear. And so God now is talking to him and telling him that I am the one that made your mouth. I know your impediments. I know the things that you're dealing with. I know what you're going through. I know how to help you overcome this. And so what he's doing now is he's starting to build Moses up. And he tells Moses now that I have made you a God unto Pharaoh. See, watch now. Moses does not know his status, but God does. Let me talk to somebody today. See, Moses does not know his status, but God does. See, you don't know who you really are, but God does. And the only way you're going to know who you are is that you're going to have to tap into God. When you tap into God, then you already know that there's a greater one on the inside of me, that I am victorious no matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what I'm going through, that I always triumph over this. I always got the victory over this. So there's a greater one on the inside of you. And so now Moses now has to be told about his status change. He has no clue about it. He has no clue at all, because he's looking at his impediments. And there are people who are watching me today. You're looking at the mere fact that you got a bad doctor's report. For others of you, you're looking at the mere fact that you've been to jail. For some of you, you're looking at the mere fact that you got more than one baby father, more than one baby mother. You're looking at all these situations. You're looking at it from a standpoint that I've been divorced and won't nobody want me. You're looking at it. You're looking at all the negative things, and you have failed to realize that God knows you. The Bible says he knows the way that you take. He knows who you are. He knows where you are, and he knows the way that you take. So he knows every flaw that you have. He knows every mishap you made. He knows every mistake that you made. He knows everything about you. And yet he still called you flawed and all. And so here you are now, but you're letting the pressure get to you. This mountain of pressure is on me. I don't really know what to do at this moment. I don't know what to do at this moment. I got too much pressure on me. And God is saying to you that I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I know where you are. I know the way that you take. I know what you're dealing with. I know what you're going through. I know everything about you. And yet I'm still willing to use you. Let me go a step further into this. So now here Moses now is. He finally succumbs to the will of God. And now he's sent now to deliver a people. But the Bible tells us in the beginning of Exodus now, there's a Pharaoh that was raised up who didn't know Joseph, because the children of Israel gets down into Egypt because of Joseph. Joseph has been sent down to Egypt and put in bondage, not understanding purpose. You got to get this now. See, sometimes God will allow you to go through some things to bring out of you what he put you in, what he called you to do. See, if he didn't let you go through this, then you would not even discover who you are. And what you don't understand is that this is what helped make you to be the person that you are today. I'm talking to somebody today. It's imperative for you to understand this. So here Joseph has been put in prison, He does not understand why he's in prison, but he's put in prison because this is the only way that he will be able to be developed. And this will be the only way that he will be able to meet Pharaoh, because it is in the prison system that he meets two people. I'm talking to somebody today. It's in the prison system that he meets two people. He meets the butler and the baker. See, God has put a dream on the inside of you, but the only way that you are going to manifest the dream, or the only way God is going to introduce you into somebody that can help fulfill your dream, is that he must introduce you to the butler and the baker. What is the butler? The butler is the one that introduces you to the one who has the resources, but the baker is the one that can take the ingredients that you have and build the dream that you have on the inside of you. You don't know how to build it, but God connects you to people who know how to build what you don't know how to build. All you know how to do is to articulate it. They can hear your articulation and put it together. I'm talking to somebody today. So here he is now. He's getting introduced to Pharaoh. Now there's a famine coming into the land. He has revelation and understanding as to how to help them get out of the famine. And so now you can see the thread of this thing leading into Exodus chapter number 3. You can see the thread of it. So now here he is now in prison. Now all of a sudden now his brothers are coming now. They're coming to escape the famine, and the only place that they could get what they needed to survive and to be sustained is they had to go to Egypt. Not understanding now that the one that they threw in a pit and thought was dead or sold into slavery now is the one that's now in charge. See, this is why you don't fight people when they come after you a lot of times. This is why you don't get mad and try to retaliate against people, because what God could be doing, he could be using it as a vehicle to push you to the place that you need to be in. So watch what happens now. So now here he is. He finally meets his brothers and have dialogues with them, and he tells them, he says, what you meant for evil, God meant for good, to save much people alive. See, watch now. He had to go through what he went through in order to get the people blessed. So now here they are. They're down in Egypt. They're being maintained and sustained while they're down there. And the scripture now tells us that there arises a Pharaoh who knows not Joseph. And here's what he says. The Bible said if war breaks out, and they decide to go with our enemies, they will defeat us. So here's what he does. The Bible says, here's what he does. He afflicts them. But watch the Bible. The Bible said the more they were afflicted, the more they multiplied. I'm talking to somebody today. He says the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied. See, as you're going through this affliction, as you're going through mounting pressure, this is the time that you ought to dream like you've never dreamed before. This is the time that you ought to believe God like you never believed him before. This is the time that you ought to be shouting to God, bless me big time today, God. Bless me big time today, because the fire has been turned up against me. My enemies are coming out against me. Issues are coming against me. My money is under attack. My family is under attack. My living condition is under attack. Everything that I desire to do is under attack. So God, bless me big time today. Bless me big time today. I'm talking to somebody today. You got to come out of your comfort zone this morning, and you have to say, you know what? The more they afflict me, the more I'm going to multiply. You just wait and see. You wake up every single morning with an expectation in your heart and an expectation coming out of your mouth that says, today is the day that God's going to bless me big time. I'm talking to somebody today. Today is the day that he's going to bless me big time. Today is the day that he's going to overturn everything that's been spoken against me. Today is the day that he's going to turn it around for me. Today is the day that he's going to shift it for me. I'm talking to somebody today. You have to say it every single day. There are many of you who are under attack. The pressure is mounting. It's mounting against you. And you're trying to figure out, what did I do to cause this pressure? What did I do? And so here you are, you're scouring your mind, and some of you are going all the way back to when you were a kid. You're repenting of stuff from when you were a kid. You weren't even born again yet. You weren't even saved then, but you repent for stuff all the way back there. Because I need God to help me in this. I need God to overturn it for me. I need God to shift it for me. I need God to do it for me. Perhaps I'm the problem. And so here you are. You're going back through your mind, trying to figure it out and not understanding now that sometimes you have to understand that some things happen to you because it's just the signs of the times. This out of your control. You ain't had nothing to do with the gas prices. That's out of your control. You ain't had nothing to do with COVID-19. That's out of your control. You ain't had nothing to do with the Omicron variants, the monkeypox. That's out of your control. You didn't have anything to do with the insurrection on January the 6th. That's out of your control. You had nothing to do with that. But here you are, you're suffering the consequences about something that you had nothing to do with. So sometimes things happen because of signs of the time. Sometimes things happen to you because you made some mistakes, that you made the mistake, that you dropped the ball over here. You didn't pay that bill. You didn't do this. You did this. You did that. Sometimes things happen to you because of a mistake that you made. And listen to this. You need to understand that God has grace for the mistake that you have made. He has grace for it. He has grace for it. See, the devil has no compassion for you at all. He will beat you. He will destroy you. He will hurt you. He will kill you. He will destroy your entire family. But God has grace for your day. I'm talking to somebody today. He has grace for your day. He has grace for your mishap. He has grace for your mistake. He has grace for your mess up. He has grace for you. He has grace for you. And so here you are. You're not tapping into it. But watch God now. Because sometimes things happen to you and I now because there's a devil out there that he's launched an all-like attack against you. He's trying to destroy everything about you. So there's a devil out there. He's not going to let you get to your destination without a fight. He's not going to let you push past the pain that you're dealing with without a fight. He's not going to let you walk into the promised land without a fight. He's not going to let you possess that new house without a fight. He's not going to let you do that. He's not going to let your children be who God has called them to be without a fight. He's not going to let that happen. And so here you are. You have to understand that there's things out there like this. But then on these points I learned from Apostle Hilliard. But here's the thing that you also have to understand, that they're just mean people out there. There's some mean people out there. That just people out there who just don't like you for whatever the reason. They don't like you because the way you dress. Don't like you because you went on a trip somewhere. You went on a cruise. You went on a flight somewhere. They don't like you because you got a few dollars in the pocket. They don't like you because you started a business. They don't like you because you married him and they wanted him. They don't like you because you married her and they wanted her. They don't like you because of this and don't like you because of that. Listen at this. I need people to understand something today, that there are almost 8 billion people in the world. You are never going to be able to please everybody. Somebody will wake up in the morning and dislike you for whatever reason. You did nothing to them. You said nothing to them. They dislike you. You never met them and they don't like you. Some people will not even like the shoes that you wore to work this morning. Why she gotta wear that? Why they gotta do that? Don't even like the mere fact that you dared to jump off the porch and start a business. They don't like you for whatever reason, and you have to settle in your heart that you cannot please everybody. But watch this now. But the Bible said, but when a man's ways please the Lord, he will even make his enemies be at peace with him. So you're not striving to please people. You're striving to please him. I'm talking to somebody today. See, when you realize that you can come out from under this mounting pressure, then you ain't going to worry about nothing anymore. When you get this revelation that I don't have to be under pressure, that pressure is a choice, that I don't choose to be under pressure today, you can hold your head up high. You can get your swagger back. You can get your confidence back. It does not matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they feel. It doesn't matter how many attacks the devil launches against you. You always have the victory. You always got the victory. So watch them. Then there's the other side of pressure. Sometimes there's pressure now that the devil launches against you. It's a satanic attack. This attack is it's launched against you to cause you to derail your destiny. But then now there's what I call a sovereign attack. Sovereign attack now is where God allows you to go through the testing in life because it's an opportunity for him to promote you. I'm talking to somebody today. It's an opportunity for him to promote you. I was talking to my guy, Kalen Kennebrew, last night. And Kalen started talking about how, Pastor, when you come out of this situation, Pastor, and God bless you big time, he said, I'm going to be over here shouting even on a bad knee. I'm going to be over here shouting. I'm going to be over here shouting like I lost my mind. I said, I'm going to be shouting too. Because watch now, a satanic attack is to get you to give up and to cave and to quit and to throw in the towel. But a sovereign attack is where God allows the pressure to come in because he knows that pressure produces a diamond. I'm talking to somebody today, that it is intense pressure that produces the diamond that you are. It's the intense pressure now that produces the priceless pearl. Watch now, you are the priceless pearl. The Bible says that you're a royal diadem, holy priest, you're a holy nation unto God. And so the pressure now, you can look at it as satanic attack, or you can look at it as a sovereign attack, that God is allowing this to take place because pressure will do several things for us. See, number one, pressure now will drive you to prayer. Pressure now will develop you personally. But prayer also now will drive out the poison in your life. And then pressure now will cause you to discover the people who are around you. Let me deal with this and we're going to go home with this right here. Jesus is now in the Garden of Gethsemane. And here he is now. Knows that he has to die for the sins of humanity. He understands that he's about to be separated from God and ain't really what he wants to do. Here he is now. He's got his inner circle with him and he's telling you, listen, I just need y'all to stand with me. I just need you to pray with me. I just need you to be with me at this moment, at this time. And there are people who are watching me right now that you've gone through some stuff. You didn't necessarily need money from anybody to help you out. But what you needed was a listening ear. What you needed was them to listen to you. What you needed was them to put their arms around you. And what you needed was them to tell you that it's going to be all right. What you just needed for them to do is to just sit with you for a minute. We won't even got to talk. Would you just sit with me? Would you just watch with me? And some of you just needed them just to pray for you. I don't need your money, but can you just pray for me at this moment? I'm going through hell and high water. I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through the loss of a loved one. I just lost my child. I just lost my husband. I just lost my wife. I lost my mama, lost my daddy. I got a health chair. I just got a report from the doctor that says I got this cancer thing. Would you just pray for me right now? Would you just pray for me? And now here, the person who you thought was a ride or die, who would have your back. Now all of a sudden you find out they ain't really got your back. But before you can finish talking to them, they already done text the world. They done text Moreno Valley. They done text Long Beach. They done text Chicago. They done text Kentucky. They done text New York. You understand? They done text people in the Middle East. They done put your business secretly on Facebook and put it in a group chat. And you sitting up in here like, I thought we was ride or die. I gave you this in confidence and I asked you to just keep this. And now you done went and told everybody. Now here you are. I thought you would work with me. Thought you would watch with me. I thought you would be there for me. So now here Jesus has his inner circle and I just knew that you would. I just knew you would watch with me. And so here he is. He goes to pray. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. And I need people to get this. The pressure is on him. It is really on. Here he is. The pressure is on. So he's in the Garden of Gethsemane. He's praying. Lord, if it be your will, be it this cup to pass from me. The pressure's on. He comes back and the people who are supposed to be his ride or die are asleep. Hey, wake up. Come on, Peter, what's up, man? I thought you was gonna pray for me, man. I thought you was gonna watch with me and pray with me, man. Oh yeah, I was praying, but you understand, I was praying. You know how we do. You understand? Oh yeah, I was praying. Wasn't praying at all. I wasn't praying at all. See, I take that stuff serious. When people call me on the phone or send me a message and say, hey, Pastor, I'm going through this. Would you pray for me? See, I don't respond back to them saying, yeah, I'm going to pray for you. And then I do. Lord bless them. No, I really go to prayer for them for real because I understand that what I make happen for somebody else, God will make happen for me. So if I call on somebody to pray for me, I know I have planted seeds that I have really prayed for people. And so now I'm expecting God to do the same thing in return for me. So I don't want to sit here and say, Lord, bless Crystal today. No, I'm really praying for Crystal today. You understand? Because I need that when I go to somebody and say, I need your help, I need them to pray for me as well. And so here's him. Well, could you not watch with me 1 hour? Just 1 hour. Now he goes back and he's praying again. The Bible says his sweat now becomes great drops of blood. He's in agony. He's in pain. And he's praying and he comes back and he sees him again. And hey, I thought you was gonna pray with me, man. I thought you was gonna do that. Oh yeah. Oh man, man, I've been working all day. I've been a little tired. Jesus, we ain't had nothing to eat yet today. I'm just a little tired right now. But I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. And he goes back and he's praying again. The agony is there. See, when you look at the book of Psalms prophesies what would take place in the Garden of Gethsemane in the New Testament. So the book of Psalms in the Old Testament tells us that the bulls of Bashan is going to dance around the cross as Jesus is being crucified on the cross. So Jesus already knows all of this, what's going to take place. So here he is and comes back now. He sees him sleep and he's saying, sleep on now. My time has come. My time of departure is at hand now. I need you to get this now. So watch what's happening now. It's in this pressure moment that Jesus now is being pushed to prayer. See, for some of you right now, God allows the pressure to come into your life to push you to a place of prayer. Some of you have not prayed like you're supposed to in a long period of time. But God allows the door to be open when issues come into your life and it pushes you to pray. So now you got to pray your way through this thing. But sometimes God now will allow the pressure to come because what he's doing now is developing you personally. He's developing you personally now. Because watch now, for you to get on this next level, you got to go through some things. Let me talk to somebody today. There are people today who don't want to go through nothing. Listen, you cannot enjoy the penthouse until you've had the apartment on the first floor. I'm talking to somebody today. You will never be able to appreciate living in a penthouse until you have gone through the storms and rains of life, until you've had a single apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, barely been able to pay rent and all this type of stuff. You will never be able to enjoy the mountaintop until you've gone through the valley. And so now God now is pushing you and he's developing you personally. Because if you can't handle this level, you'll never be able to handle the next level. And I need people to understand. See, your reward for overcoming challenges is the next challenge. Let me say it to you one more time. Your reward for overcoming challenges is the next challenge. One more time for those of you in the back. Your reward for overcoming your challenge is the next challenge. But here's what God does. This challenge builds your faith up to handle the next challenge. I'm talking to somebody today. So every time you go from level to level, God is building your faith from level to level. He allows you to be attacked on this level because he has a next level for you. And for those of you who are in the fire today, you have to understand that God has a next level for you. And here's the thing, you can handle where you are. If you couldn't handle it, God would not allow it to take place in your life. If you couldn't handle it, you would not be alive today, but you are alive today. And any day above ground is a good day. It's a good day for you. So you have to have this mentality that I can handle the devil on the level that I'm at. I can handle him. I can handle them. I'm overcoming this because God has a next level for me. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for my next level. I'm ready for my next level today. So you got to make up in your mind that you're going to overcome right where you are because God has something bigger and something better for you. But it's on the next level. And in order to get there, you will have to fight your way through. So he's developing you. Let me talk to you from a pastor's perspective. There may be some people on here who'll preach or whatever. See, sometimes we as pastors go through this thing leading up to Sunday. We go through this thing where some people call it PMS. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes women, you have PMS, go through that. We as preachers go through a form of that. We have preparation sermon management. This where we gotta get this sermon prepared. Gotta get it prepared. So sometimes it takes days. If you're like Pastor Perryman, it takes days for me to put a sermon together. I don't give people warm over messages, sit down on a Saturday night and hurry up and write a message real quick so I can have it ready for Sunday morning. No, I got to study. I got to pray. I got to study. I got to pray. I got to research words. I got to understand what this is all about because I cannot just bring something warm over to people. So I got to study. You understand? And I'm studying throughout the week. I'm compiling my notes. I'm getting revelation and getting understanding. I'm jotting them down. And then on Saturday, I'm putting it in its proper format. So watch now. That's preparation right there. Sermon preparation management. But then there is pre-sermon management. This is where I don't know how this sermon gonna go over. I don't know if I'm gonna touch the hearts and minds of the people out of this. I don't know. So there's a form of anxiety. There's a form of pressure that comes on you because you're wondering, will I deliver this thing right to the people? Because we can't be like the baseball player and we come up to the plate 4 times and If we go 1 for 4, we had a pretty good day. If we go 2 for 4, we had a really good day. If we go 3 for 4, we had an exceptional day. If we go for 4 for 4, we've had a tremendous day. I got to go 4 for 4. I got to hit the ball out of the park every time I come to the plate. So there's this pre-service. That's pre-sermon management. You understand? Man, this thing gonna be on point, man. And so here you are, you're highlighting everything, even all the way up to the point it's time for you to get ready to get up there to preach. You reading over this thing again. You making sure you rehearsing it in your spirit. You're preaching it to yourself. And the guy who's on the inside of you has more revelation than you. See, there's a person who's on the inside of you who can preach better than you. So here you are. You're not in competition with a TD Jakes. You're not in competition with a Creflo Dollar. You're in competition with the dude that's on the inside of you, because he has revelation. So here you are. You're ready to step to the platform and you're ready to articulate the revelation. And all of the revelation that was being spoken inwardly in you does not come outwardly out of you. And so now you leave the platform and it's like, did I deliver this right? Did the people get this? Are the people encouraged? And so you're listening for their amens. You're listening, you're looking for the waving of their hands. You're looking for their facial expression to see if they got it. But you're also looking to see if there's a character change in them throughout the week or throughout the months. And so when you see none of that, now you're dealing with this. But then there is the post-sermon management. This is when you come off the platform. And now the critiquing sets in. Man, I didn't say that right. I should have said that right. I should have done that. Man, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Man, I wonder if this thing went over. So we deal with this level of pressure all the time. I don't care what preacher tell you, they don't deal with it. It comes to every one of us. We deal with this level of pressure because here's the thing. We want you to get it. See, any preacher who worked his salt is not a condemning preacher, but he is a sympathizing preacher. Okay, what do you mean he's not a condemning preacher? He's not preaching from the pulpit. See, this is why I don't even like dealing with pastors like that who beat the people up from the pulpit. You're beating the people up from the pulpit because you're literally beating you up because what you have is some insecurity. So you don't teach the people the gospel. You beat the people with the gospel. And what has to happen is you have to show the people how God wants them to live. You have to love the people, live the word, and lead the people. So here I am now. I'm looking at this situation. And so I put myself in the seat of the people. What if I was a drug addict? What if I was promiscuous? What if I was homosexual? I put myself in the seat of the people. And when you put yourself in the seat of the people, you have compassion on the people. The Bible tells us that Jesus had compassion on people. He was there to help people. He didn't criticize people. He didn't ostracize people. He didn't push people away because everybody has a right to God. And so there's the pressure now. Am I reaching these people? Am I helping these people? Am I turning these people's lives around? There's the pressure to that. And I'm talking to people that every one of us deals with a level of pressure. And so here that pressure is. But then there's the pressure now that will drive out the poison in your life. Okay, what's the poison in your life? The poison now in your life is where you start to think contrary to the will of God. That's the poison in your life, where you start to think contrary to the will of God. Now all of a sudden you got poisonous thoughts in your head, poisonous thoughts in your mind. This is where I don't really want to carry out God's will. I want to do my own thing. But Jesus says, nevertheless, not my will, but thine will be done. So watch now. So here he is. You got to drive this poison out of you. That poison thinking, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of the thinking that everybody's against you. You got to get rid of the thinking that nobody loves you, that nobody cares for you, and nobody will be there for you. And many of you who are watching me today, you got to get this poison thinking out of your head about different pastors. Listen to this. Just because one pastor failed doesn't mean that we all fall. Just because one pastor dropped the ball doesn't mean that we're all like that. Just because one stole the money don't mean that we all steal the money. Just because one preached for the applause doesn't mean that we all do it. See, I don't preach for the applause. I preach for the effectiveness. I want to be effective in the life of the people. I could care less about the applause. The applause means nothing to me because the same people who will applaud you is the same people who will scream, crucify him, as Jesus is in the Bible. But then now, you got pressure now will cause you to discover the people who are around you. And Jesus thought that his disciples would pray with him. But he discovered they wouldn't do that. See, for some of you right now, you're discovering who your true friends are when trouble hit you, when it hits your life. The person that you loan money to, you had thought at least they would come and offer to you, but they don't. The person who you gave a ride that didn't have a car, or you came and rescued when they were going through trouble, you thought that they would lend a listening ear to you, that they would do the same thing for you. The very person that you ready to fight for and ready to ride for, ready to go to jail for, you thought at least they'd do the same for you, and come to find out, they ain't gonna ride for you. They ain't gonna do that for you. But here you are, you're ready to risk it all, but they ain't ready to risk it all for you. So now you start to discover the people who are around you. And it's imperative for you to understand that sometimes pressure pushes you to a place to where you discover, are these really my friends? It causes you now to shrink your circle now, because God understands now where he's trying to take you. So he understands that you cannot get there with this big, huge entourage that you have, but he wants your circle to be shrunk. And so now, because once your circle gets smaller, he can get the glory out of it. Watch now. Let's close with this part right here. I done took up too much time now. Gideon now is ready to go to war because God has said he's chosen him. He's a mighty man of valor. And here's what Gideon is doing now. Gideon has recruited everybody he can recruit. And the Lord said, you got too many people. You understand? Everybody who afraid, tell them to go home. Now, all of a sudden now, all of them who are afraid, they go home. Let the people go drink some water. Sit out there drinking water. You understand? Everyone that laps water like a dog, keep them. But the rest of them, send them home. Now Gideon is left with 300. And he's thinking, is this enough? This ain't enough. This ain't enough. And God now needed Gideon's circle to be shrunk down, because now God can do more with the less that Gideon had. See, I'm talking to somebody today. See, your God has to shrink your circle down because he could do more with the least. Why? Why does he shrink my circle down? He could do more with the least, but it's in the people who are the least in this group. The group has become smaller now. But this is the group that got your back for real. This is the group that's praying for you for real. This is the group that's encouraging you for real. This is the group that's ready to get it in with you for real. This is the group that's ready for real. So Gideon now, group had to be shrunk down to 300. And God gave them the battle. He gave them the victory with just 300 men. I'm talking to somebody today. Don't you let the devil tell you that God does not have anything for you today. He does. I know the pressure is mounting on you, bills you cannot pay, but God is an overcomer. He will overcome things for you. He will bring you out. I know you're going through the storm and the rains. I know you're going through headache, heartache, and pain and difficulties in life, and the pressure is mounting. But may I tell you today, you got the victory, and you got to have that in your head. I got the victory today. I got it today. That's my time right there. I pray y'all are blessed and encouraged and highly favored and motivated and uplifted and encouraged today. If you are, put it on the screen this morning, all right? I appreciate it. I really do. Big shout out to my auntie, Deborah James. Y'all say what's up to my auntie who's on today. Say, hey, auntie. Big shout out to my other auntie, Dietrich Price. Y'all say what's up. Hey, auntie D. Shout out to them being on this morning. I appreciate you. Miss JL is in the house. Miss Tracy Anderson is rocking with us today. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being on this morning. I appreciate you as well for tuning in this morning. I really do. So again, I need y'all to share and like and tag and invite. Shout out to Miss Crystal who's in the house. Good to see you today. Miss Desiree Alvarado is in the house. Good to see you this morning as well. I thank you so much for tuning in. And so, hey, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys so very much. And so, hey, got to get out of here today, really do. But do me a favor, get your seed in the ground today. If you've been blessed by the message, get your seed in the ground today. Don't let the devil tell you that you cannot give and that you cannot sow, but get your seed in the ground today. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you in your giving today. Also, today is my spiritual mother's birthday. It's my spiritual mother's birthday. Pastor Linda G. Hodge is her birthday today. Y'all show my spiritual mother some love and some appreciation today. And let her know that Pastor Perryman and Pastor Sophia and all the In the Backyard family says happy birthday to her. And so, hey, we love y'all. We appreciate you guys so very much today. But get your seed in the ground today. It's the $ Pastor Sophia. For me, it's the $ Pastor C. Perryman. Get it in the ground today. I appreciate every one of you today for all that you do. I need you to partner with me today. Miss Abigail Yates, good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being on. Miss Tish, you know Pastor love you, girl. So good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being on today. All right, I got to give somebody today. Hey, my spiritual daughter Bam is in the house. Shout out to her. Good to see you this morning too. But let me give somebody their day today. Today belongs to Miss Teresa Wells. Whatever she wants, she gets. Whatever she needs gets supplied. Today is her day. Show some love to her this morning. Also, today also belongs to Miss Desiree Alvarado. Whatever she wants, she gets. Whatever she needs gets supplied. Today is her day. Show them some love and some appreciation today as well. I greatly appreciate it. I'm quite sure that they would appreciate it as well. And today also belongs to my guy, Salilo Jones. It's his day. Show him some love and some appreciation, all right? Hey, listen, don't forget, women, the women's small group is tonight. It's tonight at 6 p.m. Women's small group tonight at 6 p.m. I need you guys to be a part of the women's small group tonight. Don't let the devil take you to be a part. Don't let the things you got to do. You want to be a part of the women's small group. I'm telling you, it's going to bless your life. So it's tonight at 6 p.m. Tonight at 6 p.m. You want to be a part of the women's small group tonight at 6 p.m. So it's through Zoom, so you can live in another state, in another country, another town, another city. You don't have to be a member of our church to be a part. So I want you to be a part of the women's small group tonight. And then next week, if you're 50 and above, I need you to be a part of the Mature Saints or the MSG small group. Hey, that's going to be on the 21st at 6 p.m. as well. Be a part of that group. Hey, if you're single, whether you're a man or a woman, you could be a part of the single small group. That's Thursday, September the 22nd at 6 p.m. with Minister Jack Hankins. Dang, I can't say her name. Minister JL. You could be a part of this small group, and I'm telling you, it's going to bless your life. It's going to encourage your faith to solve your doubts. So you want to be a part of that small group. I'm telling you, it is really going to encourage you. So please be a part of these small groups and let them bless your life, okay? And I'm telling you, you're going to be truly blessed. You're going to be truly blessed. All right. Hey, I got to get out of here. I love y'all, but don't forget, get your seed in the ground. Get it in the ground. Get it in the ground. Get it in the ground today. Please get it in the ground. Please don't let the devil tell you that you cannot sow and that you cannot give. But listen, I want to make an appeal to those of you who are staying out of church. I want to make an appeal to you to come back home today. Don't let the devil tell you that you cannot come back to church. So listen, come back to church. For those of you who are watching us through YouTube and through our app and Facebook, hey, come back home today. All right? Well, hello, everybody. I'm Pastor C. Perryman, the Senior Pastor of Kingdom Life Faith Center, the church that's building people for next level living. Listen, I want to take this opportunity to invite you to come back home. I know you might be saying, Pastor, you invited me to come back home. Yeah, I want to invite you to come back home. Come back to church. Come back to church. I know some of you may have left church for many different reasons. Some of you may have left church because you were frustrated. Some of you left church because you moved. But I'm encouraging you to come back home. Whatever we have done to you as a church, whatever we have done to you as pastors, let me be the first to apologize and invite you to come back home. You know, inside of the house of God is a place for you. There's always a place for you because God created you with purpose in mind. And guess what he wants to do? He wants to use you in the place. So do me a favor. Come back home today. Kingdom Life Faith Center is a church where we build people up for next level living. We encourage people's faith and we starve their doubts. We help people get to the next level of their life, but we also show people the love of God. So I want to invite you to come back to the house of God. Don't let the enemy tell you that you can do better without the church. The church is important. You know, my wife said to me one day, honey, everything we need is in the house. I couldn't understand what she was talking about until I started meditating on it. And I heard her say it again. Everything that we need, honey, is in the house. I got a revelation of that later on, that everything that we need is in the house of God. Well, I came to tell you today, everything you need is in the house of God. Your peace is in the house of God. Your prosperity is in the house of God. Listen, excitement, joy, happiness, even the revelation of what Jesus did on the cross for you, it's in the house of God. So do me a favor, come back home today. Come back home today. Listen, Kingdom Life Faith Center is a place of no judgment. We just want to love you back to life and want to teach you the word of God. So come back home. Listen, we got one church at multiple locations. So do me a favor, make your way to Kingdom Life Faith Center. That information on the screen, our service times and address are on the screen right now. So do me a favor, come back home. We got a warm seat of welcome waiting for you at Kingdom Life Faith Center. All right? I I got to go. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Be blessed.